What is going on? I'm zmoT. So apologies for yesterday's lack of video. Got it halfway recorded, then I had to go, and then I never came back and picked it up. So there is half of a Dr. T volcano video out there. As you can see here, failed a whole bunch on stage 6, finally got stage 6 down, tried once on stage 7, then I had to go. So anyways, today is War Factory, on to bigger and better things. Facebook is down right now. Oh my gosh, Facebook and Instagram down, huge outage. I only know that because I'm trying to check something and it's not working. So this version of War Factory is one that you can solo. If you've never soloed War Factory, you can do so. I'm going to do something a little bit silly in a minute. For right now, we're going to just get right into this. We will drop Everspark here. We will push the hack button. We'll flare the far rocket launcher. Always flare the far rocket launcher. We're going to mark the closer of the two rocket launchers. And then we're going to hopefully double hack and re-smoke. We'll find out here in a second. Nope, did not quite get that second hack out. But the beauty of using the double hack re-smoke is that you don't need to, if your second hack doesn't come out, it's not a big deal because Everspark will be under smoke, so it does not matter at all if you get that section. You know what, let's go like this. We're gonna go like so, and we're just gonna let Everspark, she's probably gonna walk out of the smoke. I think maybe we'll find out here in a second. Barely got it, but 3 rocket launchers down, and it saved us a whole bunch of GBE that we can throw on top of these lasers and this mortar. Probably need to get rid of those. People have very limited success against lasers, so we're just gonna do what we can against those, and we'll come back in just a minute and hack some more stuff. What we're gonna hack, I don't really know. We probably don't need to hack the machine guns because we can probably just get away with throwing some artillery on them later on. But we're gonna push the button and flare that back rocket launcher. Now, you don't actually need to get rid of these rocket launchers. These rocket launchers will be sitting right in their blind spot, so probably don't need to get rid of them, but I figured we might as well just to be on the safe side. A dead rocket launcher is a good rocket launcher, I think. Anyways, carrying right along. Don't know how much health these lasers actually have, but I think they're level 2, maybe. I think those are level 2 lasers, maybe level 1 lasers. Either way, they seem to have a fair amount of health, so you low levels that are lower than HQ 18 are probably going to struggle as far as getting enough GBE to get rid of these, because that's 2 attacks. Probably put 100 GBE on them, I would guess. Let's just check their starting health, because that seems like we have spent a lot of GBE just on those lasers alone, so this might not be the best strategy. They only had 66,000 health, but it just seems like it's taking up a whole bunch. So there is some extra GBE over in this bottom corner if you wanted to go down there and try to get some of it. We are going to focus on getting ourselves a core hit, though. We don't care about that extra GBE right now. 3 attacks of just GBE and hacking should be enough to get us set up for a pretty straightforward core hit. I'm going to clear these mines right by the core just in case. Sometimes your zookas will squish forward a little bit. Probably don't need to do that either. And now we're just going to throw the rest of our GBE. Probably should have done this in the first place, was to throw the rest of our GBE on these machine guns instead of throwing it on those ridiculous mines. So again, don't throw your GBE on the mine. That was a silly idea. Use your extra GBE on those machine guns, and that should cover it. You've probably soloed this yourself, or at least taken down a War Factory that looks like this. No shield gens, so any of you high-level players can just throw artillery and barrage at the core. Should not be very difficult. Maybe it will be, who knows. Anyways, we're going to get walking right into there, and then I'm going to walk all the way back to that back corner, and hopefully keep the delay in the process. Gonna walk our zookas and Miss Brick, trying to get all the way to that back corner. Not really required to go to that very back corner, but we might as well do it just for the lulz. We have 3 shocks without a heck of a lot of difficulty. 1, 2, maybe 3. We'll shock those shock launchers just in case. Really don't think we need those shock launchers shocked, but figured might as well just in case. And stage number 90, War Factory, attack number 4 goes down. I'll just quickly check to make sure those shock launchers don't need to be shocked, and then we'll try out some critter cannons on the War Factory. I should still have critter cannons on my main account. Excuse me, let's just double check the range of those shock launchers. I really doubt you need to shock them, but we will just, look at that, not even close to needing to shock those. So use your shocks on the Doom Cannons. Those Doom Cannons ate us up, excuse me. So save your shocks. 1 shock on the flamethrowers, 1 shock on the machine guns, then 1 shock on the Doom Cannons. Bob's your uncle, and away we go. I'm going to go to a blank screen. I'll be back in just 2 seconds. It was actually pretty quick that time. So as you can see, we do have critter cannons for quite a while still. So if you are anywhere in the world, you can have critter cannons, and you can potentially take down War Factory with them. There are a bunch of lasers, so critter cannons maybe not the best option for you, but we're gonna do it anyways. I mean, how often do you get to use critter cannons against War Factory? We're gonna bring Everspark. You know what? We're gonna bring. I have medics, so we're not gonna bring. I was gonna bring Bullet, but with medics, we're gonna get rid of the medics. We'll bring Bullet and Grenadiers, and just see how this goes. I think we're gonna need some medics, which means we're probably not gonna want to bring Bullet, but what the heck, right? Like, we're gonna start over here, where we can actually drop some things and get all sorts of critter cannons out. Basically dropping critters before we drop Bullet, just so that those back grapplers there start grabbing critters instead of grabbing Bullet. And now we're just going to see how far into the base we can actually get. The problem with this layout, or loadout I should say, is that our Grenadiers are actually killing our critters. So using Grenadiers with critter cannons, not so much of a great idea. As you can see, the critters are just dying as soon as they're landing, which means soon enough Bullet, there we go, is going to get grabbed. And once Bullet gets grabbed once, he's going to get passed around. And as he gets passed around, we're just going to keep pressing taunt every so often, just to make sure that he taunts absolutely everything that's possible. And we'll just count how many times he gets passed back and forth, I suppose. So if you're going to use critter cannons, maybe, just maybe, try to use them with a troop that makes sense. They do not make any sense whatsoever with Grenadiers, because all of the good things that the critter cannons are doing for us are just being completely negated by the Grenadiers. So, not a great strategy, spending a lot of gold in the process, but at least there's some sort of lesson there, I suppose. Don't be an idiot, I guess, is probably the best choice of lessons to be learned here. As the Grenadiers have started to die, our critters have started to last a little bit longer. Most of the Grenadiers have gone to the left, the critter cannons are throwing to the right, so all of a sudden things are starting to make sense. Who would have guessed? The problem with critter cannons, as some of you might have noticed, is they're incredibly slow. You taking down any sort of base with just critter cannons takes for frickin' ever. Low levels though, my goodness, critter cannons on low level, my kids just missed them. I think you have to have gunboat level 10 or armory level 8 or something. I should know that. But they just missed them. Neither of them got critter cannons. So maybe I'll let them use my account and clear my map or something. But for now, critter cannons against the War Factory, not going terribly well. But as you can see here, they are in range of that Doom Cannon, but the Doom Cannon can do nothing about it because they're just spewing so many critters all at once, and the critters are just swarming. We're going to use as much of our GBE as we can on those grapplers. Should have probably used all of the GBE that we wasted on taunts. We think we threw something like 7 taunts or something ridiculous like that, but so far so slow, but very, very effective at the same time. I'm just going to retreat. You know what? I'm going to show you a legitimate way to use critter cannons. Critter cannons, if you ever play with RCZM, please swap in some critter cannons into your RCZM. We're going to load RCZM right now. I don't actually have a loadout. Wow. So what we're going to do is we're just going to throw rifles in front. Typically, I would throw some medics in here as well, but my thinking is the medics are just going to go chasing off across the map against all of the, any sort of, all it takes is one, you know what, let's just do it. We'll just do it just to see how it goes. Probably going to see one rifleman grabbed, pulled across the map, and then just chaos ensue. Let's get rid of Bullet. We'll actually swap him in for Dr. Kevin Kavan. Yes, we're going to use Kavan. Probably the first time I've ever used Kavan against War Factory, but there's a first time for everything. I'm going to throw critters right about here. We're going to go 1, 2, and then voila. Now, maybe, just maybe, we can finish barraging / artillerying all of those grappler type devices. And then we're just going to walk over into here and hopefully get rid of all these mines in the process. Now, I throw way too many critters. If you've ever seen me use RCZM, I use way too many critters. I really like clearing mines and keeping troops alive using critters. Too much. Probably way too much, but that's okay with me. So you gotta break some eggs to make an omelet or something like that. I don't have enough cliches. I gotta work. If you have a favorite cliche, please do throw it into the comments, because I love a good cliche. I'm on the fence about using them all the time. But see what I did there? Anyways, cliches. They can be so good. I just don't have enough of them, sadly. So please do fill me in with your favorites as we're getting wrecked by all sides. Just trying to walk right into an area that we probably shouldn't be trying to walk into. Way too many lasers, too many rocket launchers, shock launchers, doom cannons, and critter cannons just not doing enough for us. So, but on the plus side, Kevin Kavan is still alive and well. Very important. Big shout out to Mr. Kevin Kavan. I saw a video by Shish Kebabber saying he uses Kevin Kavan with Grand Medic. I can't agree with that. I watched part of it, but I had it on mute, so I didn't. If anyone watched that, please do let me know what his justification was. I don't like Kavan at all, and to see Shish Kebabber's a really good player, so I'm curious to hear what his explanation is there. Maybe I'm gonna guess he has high level second wind is my best guess. Anyways, carrying right along. Let's get rid of. This is just not a good idea, to be honest. Let's have one more look. See, I want to walk right down Broadway with these. These lasers are going to be a huge problem, but I think if we can just walk right down Broadway, we'll just drop all of this stuff and try to shock something. We'll just shock like the lasers and just see if our critter cannons can't make their way into all of this and keep all of those doom cannons busy. I don't know if that's actually even possible, but we shall find out very soon. There's lots of critters coming out, couple grapplers that might start grabbing the back stuff, so we're just gonna keep throwing critters, see how far we can get. We're getting into laser range all of a sudden, and critter cannons just not doing enough damage. Zookas not clearing forward enough. But on the plus side, our critters are keeping most of our troops alive. And second wind, I only have level 1 second wind, which is a big problem right now. You can either spend 8 GB or whatever it is for 8 troops, or you can get like 24 or something crazy with the higher levels of second wind. So we have not removed a building in a long time. We did get a whole bunch of doom cannons down, but it feels like we've been just sitting here sawing away at nothingness for quite some time. Grappler about to start grabbing critter cannons, it feels like. As soon as those last couple zookas are out of range, that grappler is just going to start ruining our critter cannons. Just watch. In about 3, 2, let's retreat. Did you know that a grappler cannot grab as you retreat? So if you're ever in need of keeping your troops, if it grabs for something like a scorcher, just hit retreat. Otherwise, what would happen is the grappler would keep grabbing, your troops would retreat, the grappler would grab, and there's a potential for an endless loop, which no one want. Let's get rid of those. We'll throw some tanks into play here, and we're just going to go tanks and critter cannons and see if that's any better. Worst case, we'll just walk up with zookas. I'm not worried about beating War Factory at all. Actually, you know what? Let's check the rewards. Rewards. I mean, we have all the rewards except for the 150 at this point, so pretty possible to get all the rewards maybe. Let's get rid of the grappler, maybe. I'm not really sure this is a good use of GBE, especially with all those doom cannons sitting there and all of this GBE required to drop our troops. So let's just drop our troops. Now you see how we have 0 GBE left. Remember how I said I didn't think it was a good use of GBE? I'd say we were probably right, because we're just getting absolutely ruined right now. So first rule of using tanks is when you use tanks, make sure you conserve your GBE enough to at least drop your troops. Fairly important, but I think we should be okay. As soon as I get one more shock out, look at that, nice wide shock. Managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 important buildings shocked all at the same time. We've managed to lose one of our critter cannons though, so things are going to get ugly here very quickly. Only 2 critter cannons means those doom cannons are going to just eat our critters alive, I think. And let's see if we can't bring one back. No, you can't. I mean, I can't bring back anything at this point because my Kavan is too low. Now, speaking of tanks, my youngest son got tanks today. He was so excited. He's like, what do I do with them? I said, nothing. Low-level tanks. Low-level warriors. Yes, low-level tanks. No way. If you have a use for low-level tanks, I don't think he has medics yet. So I don't think there's any use for level 1 tanks. If you do have a use, please do let me know. Clearly I need help because none of these attacks were anything close to good. Let's just walk up and just sneeze on it. It'll be gone. I'll show you what I meant by not needing to clear those rocket launchers. I think we're going to do a smoke in the corner, a smoke in the corner, and then all of our troops into this corner. Now what I like to do when there's no anchor is actually flare backwards, and then we'll flare forwards, and that should get them walking as long as that... Oh no. Oh no. Could you imagine if I failed this? That would be... It could happen. We're kind of starting to lean towards that. I don't think I've ever failed War Factory on a main level account. Hopefully today is not the day, but there is definitely some potential to do that. 1, 2, 3, maybe? Come on. Come on. Oh, we're going to totally fail. I love it. War Factory. HQ 22. Max level 65. 7 GBE. 3 troop damage. And a complete and utter miss. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's it. That's all. That was me using critter cannons on the War Factory. If you have a legitimate use for critter cannons on the War Factory, please do let me know. I'd say it's pretty self-explanatory that was not it. Hopefully that makes up for my lack of a video yesterday. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Some comic relief towards the end after some decent attacks. If you have a cliche for me to use, please do leave it in the comments. Otherwise, I hope this video finds you happy and having a great day. And if not, then hopefully it gets better. As always, thanks for coming in. This has been Boom Beach. I'm zmoT. Peace.